Welcome to another episode of Wealth Building Conference. My name is Oludare Fasola. Today we have another important topic for our medical professionals. For those that didn't know me, I am an insurance advisor and I specialize in helping medical professionals build wealth and optimize or reduce their taxes. So for those of you who are just joining for the first time, we have a normal way of starting our program. Wherever you are joining from, please, I want you to please type your name and where you are joining from. Is very, very important just for us to connect and meet ourselves again. If you have friends as a medical professionals, or you are also have an advisor who want to learn or skills, or create a niche on business owners or medical professional, they can also join us to learn from his amazing presentations today. Once again, my name is Oludare Fashola, your host. I'm an insurance advisor, specializes in helping medical professionals. And I'm going to quickly pull up my slide today to take you through on what I have for you today, as for medical professionals, all right, and business owner, all right. So quickly, let me pull up my slide. All right. Okay. So today we're going to be looking at another important topic titled The Hidden Wealth Traps Medical Professional Face and How to Escape Them. It's a practical, powerful discussions to help doctors, nurses, and specialists secure real wealth, not just income. Now, I do say this every time that high income does not, equate to wealth building, right? You might be earning six figures, seven figures. It doesn't translate to wealth, right? What really translates to wealth is you ability to keep more of what you earn and compound it, especially without incurring a lot of tax liability, right? You might be building wealth, you might be acquiring asset, but the question you need to ask yourself is that this asset that I'm acquiring or this asset that I'm buying, okay, what are the tax consequences of that anytime I want to sell or anytime I want to dispose the asset? Okay, you need to ask yourself that. So I'm going to take you through today what are those things that you need to know about you as a medical professionals in building wealth, right? So let's quickly look at this. Now we're going to look at different traps, right, that medical professional face. The trap number one is high income, low net worth, right? If you make 200,000, right, where is the money? If you are making 200,000 or more, the chances that you're asking your question, where is my money? And this is, I'm talking from experience. I have a medical professionals that, I helped recently, right? And what the question he was asking me is that, Mr. Oludare, I am making this money, but I cannot really see this money in my bank account, right? Yes, a lot of not a lot of people out there are not only medical professionals alone this time around, right? A lot of people make money and they ask themselves at the end of the year or at the end of the month, I can't see this money in my bank account, or I don't know how I'm spending this money, right? The problem is this: there are traps that you fall into that you don't take cognizance of. You are not really aware of that. And I'm going to open your eyes to it today. Now, lifestyle inflations grow with your paycheck. See, anytime you receive pay rise or anytime you make more money, okay, it is not the time for you to increase your lifestyles. The first thing you need to ask yourself is that if you want to increase your lifestyles, okay, do I have assets that can cover that lifestyles, or do I have enough money, okay, to cushion the effect of the lifestyle inflation? Because more often than not, people increases their lifestyles anytime there is a pay rise, anytime there is an increase in income. And this is one of the very, very biggest traps for many high income earners in this country. Number two, no real savings, working forever. You might be working, you might be making so much money, right? If you don't save, if you don't invest this money, and not only investing, if you don't invest rightly, if you don't balance your portfolio, if you don't diversify accordingly, you might be falling into this trap. Three, no budget, no control. If you are making money, whether you are an high income professionals, low income earner, if you don't have budget, trust me, you will just be seeing that money coming into your bank account and you don't know where that money, the money will just be disappearing every time. And you can sense that, like, you can ask, you know yourself that anytime you don't have budget, right? It's just like you don't have control over your money. Once you don't have control over your money will start controlling you. And that's, you see people like, anytime there is a little bit of problems, maybe they have emergencies, they run helter skelter. Why? Because they don't have a budget. Now, if you want to, like, a budget, right? Now, a good budget must be realistic. Don't set a budget that is not realistic, because I've seen a lot of people like, Mr. Fashola, I have a budget, but I still have this problem. Yes, you might have a budget, but is your budget realistic? You need to ask yourself that, right? Set a realistic budget and adjust to the budget to ensure that you don't fall into this trap. Okay, everybody type no budget, no control. If you don't control your money will control you, right? And this is not just for high income professionals alone. I'm talking generally to everybody, whether you are a low income earner, whether you are an high income earner. Trap two, ignoring tax strategies. Everybody type tax strategies. Tax strategies. Canada is one of the country that face high income taxes, right? Like, as a business owner, right? If you are making more than $100,000 in a year, if care is not taken, you probably might be losing up to 40 to 30% of your income to CRA. Okay, you are in highest tax bracket and paying every cent of your money, every money you are making, okay, is subject to taxes. Now, no incorporation is equal to, like, CRA eat your profit. If you don't incorporate your practice, now, if you don't incorporate your practice, chances is that you might be paying thousands upon thousands of dollars every year to taxes. Now, why am I saying this? Because I've seen a lot of medical professionals that tell you, so no, because I'm not a PR yet, I'm not, I cannot incorporate. It's not true. It's not true. So let me tell you that. So whether you are a PR holder or you are not a PR holder or you are on work permit, it is very key that you incorporate your taxes. And this, a lot of benefit of that if you incorporate your tax, because if you incorporate, right, your tax bracket technically come to around between 12 to 13%, depending on your income, right? Okay, so again, if you make more than $500,000, all right, you fall into another tax bracket. Okay, so there is what called local capital gain exceptions for business owners. So if you don't incorporate, you cannot enjoy all of these benefits. So you need to incorporate your practice to save on taxes, claim all the business expenses and all of that. No income splitting. Now, family payment. So you must also adopt another strategy called income splitting. So income splitting is where you split your income with your spouse, especially if your spouse fall under lower income bracket. You can actually use that to save a lot of taxes. No strategic deduction, overpaying. There are so many deductions that you need to take. You need to take advantage of all your subscription, your annual dues, your errors and omissions, your gas, your telephone, part of your home, All these are business related anything that is business related expenses, they are deductible to the corporation. You can only do that if you have a corporate, if you incorporate your practice. If you don't do that, you can't claim it. Let me give you a story of one of my medical professionals that we help. It's in Ontario here, right? I look at, we actually sat down together and we review all the deductibles. Say, look, your accountant need to claim this, your accountant need to claim all of this. And, honestly speaking, by the time we finish all of this, these guys save almost $12,000 on taxes that year. And we put that one into an investment that is bringing an average of between 6 to 8% rate of return every year. Imagine that. So you don't need to do so much. You need to sit down with experts that will help you to save a lot of money on taxes. And like I said, your accountant cannot do all of this for you. You need different professionals to help you, to guide you to save on taxes, right? They can prepare a very good, fantastic financial report for you. It does not translate to saving on taxes, right? That you have a very good financial report, your asset looks so good, your profit and loss looks so good, right? And you feel that you are saving on taxes. Oh, it's not true. Okay, you need to sit down with experts that will tell you these are the areas that you can save on taxes. Again, when you are saving on taxes, how do you also invest all this money? Are you invest in a tax evasion strategies that will also help you to grow wealth in future? You need to ask yourself that question. If you need more on this, you can book a free strategy call with me after this presentation. Delay investing. Okay, this is something that I know, right? I have met a lot of medical professionals. They keep delaying investing, right? Now you started late, don't wait again. An average medical professional, I've been seeing, like, those I usually came across is between roughly the age of between 45 to 50. That's the age. So imagine you started at that age and you're still delaying investing. Okay, so medical school delay your earnings, right? So a lot of you spend so many years in the medical schools. So postponing investings delay freedom. So the more you postpone your investing, the more you postpone your financial freedom. Stop doing that, right? Stop doing that. Start early. So some people will tell me, so no, I may not be able to start this month. I'm going to start next year. The more you delay investing, the more you delay your financial freedom. Okay, start early. Start with something. You don't need to start so big. All right. What is important is consistency. Start and be consistent and make sure that you put everything on automation. Time is compound interest. Time is compound interest best friend. If you time, the more you invest, the more you compound. And this compound very fast. If you start early, it compounds very fast. Action, start now. Even small consistent amount works wonder. Imagine if you start even with $20 per day, $30 per day, $50 per day as a medical professional, it makes it through a lot of wonders at the end of the day, right? It's true. Just imagine the medical professional that we sat down together, check all the books and all of that. See, like, you're not claiming deductible on this one. No, well, my accountant did not tell me. For sure, your accountant will not tell you, right? You are supposed to know. Like, sometimes you leave everything for your accountant. Even building wealth, you leave it for your accountant. Well, it's not true. Your accountant cannot build wealth for you. Okay, you should have time. You are working. Okay, you work so hard. Take time to check some of the things. If to audit your financial your bank statement is also a problem, check your financial statement. So at least once in a while, your bank statement. Look at, see, $1, 1 cent. If you calculate it every month, it's a lot of money at the end of the day, right? Owing nothing outside your practice. Look, you can see the picture here. That is how some of you attach yourself to your corporation. Everything is your corporation. That is not the smartest way to build wealth. Now, what happens if you can't work? 100% of income depend on you. I just laugh, like, I have a medical professionals that, and when I ask him, like, do you have any form of income outside your practice? He said, I just started. I'm trying to do everything because I need to put some things in place. And I asked another very good question. I said, look, you are a key person, right? What if you cannot go to clinic tomorrow? What happened? And he paused. See, you as a key person, you must put strategies in place to mitigate that risk, right? If your income, all right, if you are the only reasons why you make money, the first thing you should do is to protect yourself. Have enough critical illness in place. Anything can happen. Accident can happen. Sickness can happen. I've seen a lot of medical professionals, as a result of medical critical illness, they can't go to work. Disability. I've seen someone disability, right? The person disabled completely and he couldn't work again. And there's no critical illness, right? So you must protect your income, especially if you are the only one bringing the income home. Don't forget, you are the breadwinners of the family. If breadwinner, if anything happened to the breadwinner, what happened to the bread eaters? They start struggling financially. And I'm telling you, it's like I can give you a lot of case studies here. People that I've worked with that happened to them. So don't wait. No rental incomes, no rental stocks or dividend paying asset. Like before lifestyle inflation, before you increase your lifestyle, right? Please make sure you have an asset in place, right? That can match up with your lifestyle. Okay. You need at least a medical professionals, right? Must have at least 3 to 4 sources of income. At least you must have a rental income. Okay. You must have a stocks. Buy very good stocks. Okay. Don't, when you buy those stocks, make sure you work with professionals that will help you to get to buy good stocks, right? There are stocks that are extremely volatile. Okay. You don't want to put your money in that kind of investment. Don't be greedy. Look for a very conservative investment stocks that you've seen their past records over the year, 50, 60, 70 years. They have been doing very, very well. We have a lot of them on stocks exchange, right? Both Canadians and United States stock exchange. There are so many stocks that you can put your money in. And when you leverage on dollar cost averaging, you're going to make a lot of money over time. Buy stocks, all right? Dividend paying assets, you also need to get at least, we have some strategies. We have some life insurance that pay dividend. We have some companies that also pay dividend. These are some of the things you need to put your money on, right? You also need to do this thing. Very key, right? Okay, do salary. Like, let me give you a story of one of my clients, right? Said, like, when I was working, I used to do a little bit of pension. Okay, I used to pay myself salary, and I put my money. So they used to deduct some amount, go to CRA. Now, when I retired, do you know that, Mr. Fashola, the real estate market crashed, and the only thing I could resort to is my pension to take care of my retirement. Don't put your egg in one basket. Diversified. Everybody type diversification. Diversified your portfolio. Okay, and make sure that every time you rebalance your portfolio. And that's why you need to work with experts. I don't understand why many of you don't want to work with professionals that will help you to build wealth, right? Take care of your medical practice. Focus on that. Let somebody help you, because an average medical professional is a workaholic. You guys work. I give it to you guys. I give it to you, and I'm very I'm highly impressed. But the fact is that, is your money working hard for you as well? That's the question you need to ask yourself, right? The money comes at the end of the year, you have nothing to show for it. You need to ask this question. And so anytime you see that, the question is, do I want to continue this way? No, you don't need to continue that way. Work with professional. You are working for money instead of money working for you. Look, I said it in my in the first slide of the presentation that if you don't have control of your money will be controlling you. So part of it is to make sure that you spread your portfolio. Everybody type that portfolio diversification. Make sure you put your money to work. Don't put your money in your bank account and be looking at it thinking that some of us we analyze, and we paralyze. That's crazy, right? The more you analyze, I'm not saying you should not take a calculated risk, but please, too much of analysis lead to paralysis. So stop doing that, right? Work, and that's why you need to work with professionals, right? Just like you have errors and omissions, professionals too also have errors and omissions. If you feel that maybe they did not, right? I mean, before you also work with them, check their credit, check their records, how many professions that they have in the past, look at their past records, look at the reviews. Those are the things you can check before you actually work with them. Trap 5, misunderstanding insurance. Everybody type that. Misunderstanding insurance. Insurance is not just about death. Look, I've seen many medical professionals that say, look, I don't want to put my money in life insurance because I don't want to die tomorrow. So if I pass, that's when it's life insurance is not like that. Okay. Permanent life insurance go tax free. There are different types of life insurance. We have term insurance. If it is just for you to cover a known risk, let's say you have a mortgage, you have a debt that you want to cover, of course you can put up a term insurance. But if you really want to build to, if you buy a permanent life insurance, it's for you. Okay, so buy a permanent life insurance that will grow tax defer, immediate finance arrangement, liquidity while alive. One of the things that majority of you medical professionals have problem is that I cannot put my money in an investment that I have to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years before I can have access to the money. I have good news for you today. With immediate finance arrangement, you can put your money in. The following year or the same year, you can start accessing the money. The good thing is tax free. Let me also just break it down. I have a client, right? He has a lot of money in his retained earning, right? And anytime I talk to this medical professional, he will tell me, say, I don't want to put myself into problem because if I take this money out, CRA will start going after me. I said, look, now this money is not doing anything for you. Of course, you have opportunity of gaining tax deferral because it's in your retained earning, okay? But and I said, look, we can actually invest this money, right, in a strategies that will give you opportunity. Number one, you have access to immediate liquidity. Again, you also save a lot of money on taxes. You also grow wealth outside your corporation because why? You don't want to put everything in your corporation. You want to make sure that you have strategies in place that anytime any like there may be lawsuit on your corporation, anything can happen. So you don't want to put your egg in one basket and put everything on your corporation. Have a subsidiary company that you can use to also start in, build to up. So what I did with him was that I said, look, let's open a holding company. Okay, that holding company, we use it to set up immediate finance arrangement. Okay, and put the money in. Okay, and that's the following year he started assessing the money tax free. Imagine that. Here's the good thing about it, right? Now, if you have a retained earning, once you invest that retained earning and you make over $50,000, your tax bracket is between 50 to 70%, depending on your tax bracket. So right now, okay, that particular individual, right, you also only pay maybe 5% on, just taking money from the IFA. You agree with me that paying 5% is better than paying 50% on taxes, right? And you'll say, wow, nobody ever taught me this. Nobody has ever shown me this. Yes, nobody. It is an advanced strategy that is not meant for everybody. So if you want to learn more, I'm going to share my QR code. You can book a quick presentation with me. Just no pressure, no fluffy. I just want to open your eyes to things that you need to know. See, this strategy is not in the United States. It's in Canada here. Because why? Canada CRA tax more on retained earning, and you need to save it from taxes. Okay, critical illness, protect your income if you can't practice. I've mentioned that immediately. If your income is, if you are the one making the money, right? You are a key person going to clinic on daily basis. If you don't have critical illness, it's a very big problem. So every doctors, I'm talking to all the medical professionals out there, business owner, all right, please consult your insurance or financial advisor to set up a very good critical illness for you. These are living benefits that you enjoy while you are alive, right? Fortify yourself. Don't put yourself into risk. Don't. I mean, if it happens, it's going to mean a lot. You can't go. Imagine you cannot go to clinic. If you cannot go to that clinic for just one day, it's a very big problem because the bill will not stop. If sickness happens today, of course you can get treated for free, but the bill will not stop. Your car insurance will not stop. Your mortgage will not stop. Your rent will not stop. All the subscription will not stop. So how do you do that? Don't put yourself in that risk, okay? Trap 6. Everybody type trap 6. Over relying on registered retirement saving plan. Everybody type over relying on RRSP. RRSP can backfire. Please type backfire. Backfire. If you are getting value, I want you to also put in the comment section that value. If you are getting value, please type it there, value. Look, if you rely so much on RRSP, this is it. Tax deferral is tax bomb later. Nobody can tell you how much tax you're going to pay in the next 10, 15 years from today. Nobody. Even the CRA, they can't tell you. They can project, but they can't tell you this is the exact amount of tax you're going to pay 20 years from now, 10 years from now, 5 years from now. Okay. All this is determined by fiscal policy of the government. So this, nobody knows. So why are you now relying? So I'm not saying it's not good. It's one of the very powerful strategies to save on taxes. Of course, whatever you put there, you enjoy the money now. But guess what? You're going to pay the tax later. But you don't know how much you're going to pay. What I'm trying to say now is that please diversify. It's just we are saying the over relying. Okay, over relying on RRSP. Don't rely so much on RSP. Have another investment vehicle that you can use for retirement, for wealth building. Okay, no liquidity before retirement. Have you ever sit down and project how much do I really need when I retired? These are some people are planning for retirement, right? I just laugh. So I met a doctor, right? Someone said, don't worry, I have enough money when I retired. Okay. Do you factor your lifestyle inflation right now to determine how much you're going to get you need when you're retired? Okay. So it is not about saving for retirement. You also need at least a reasonable projection of this is how much I will need when I retire. Because if you don't do that, what I need when I retire is totally different from what you need. Okay. But what you need is a function of you look at your current situation, okay, and use that to project. Sit down, all right, analyze everything and calculate and say, hey, this is how much I will, and start working towards that. So it is not just sufficient to say I'm saving, I'm planning towards my retirement. It's not about just planning. Do I get numbers, real figures that I need to put in place for my retirement? 3, mix opportunities to grow tax-free elsewhere. If you have an opportunity, okay, to grow tax-free elsewhere, please leverage on that. Alternatives, combine RSP with TFSA, with corporate class investment and insurance. These are the 4 key things you need to put in place. If you don't have all these 4 key things in place, you are not ready for your retirement. Okay, even if you have a lot of real estate assets, okay, the question is that do you plan for capital gain tax? Right? Again, have you sit down to make sure that you talk to lawyers on the implication of those assets? Because if you don't have a will, you don't have trust in place, these are key things that you need to. And I'm from Africa. We like some of the things that we don't want to hear is maybe how you have to start a will, you need to write a will, you need to do. Some of us don't want to hear that, but that's the reality. If you don't have one, the government will prepare one for you, and it's always come very, very expensive. It's very expensive. So you don't want to put your family into that problem. Like they have to wait for CRA to now determine what go to A, what go to B. It doesn't make any sense. So plan, right? And we have professionals that we work with. We have lawyers, we have accountants, okay, we have real estate professionals, we have mortgage professionals that will help you with all your needs. So we have everything in-house. Okay. Now, trap 7, no succession or estate plan. Oh, I've just mentioned that now, right? No succession or estate plan. Now, no plan, CRA get the last word. So if you don't plan, CRA will just give you one. They will plan one for you. But you know what? It's you don't want to do that. Okay? Plan, right? Plan, power of attorney, create a trust and all of that. It's very, very will. It is very, very important. Now, some of you now, you don't even ask yourself, what if I sick today and I'm unable to do anything? Do I have power of attorney in place? See, once you have a house in this country, once you have a house, it is important for you to have a will. So it is not about, say, of course, because I don't have so much asset. Of course, you don't have so much asset, but that house, if you don't have a will in place, right, that means you die. You die without a will. Government is going to provide one for you, and it's always very expensive. You put your family into risk. You put everybody into risk. So they'll have to go through a lot of process before they can now begin to. And creditor will now start running after. You don't need to do that for yourself. Probate eats time and wealth. So once there is no plan, so the next thing to happen is they will start probate, and it takes time, and it will start eating your wealth. Go and check probate fee, what they charge on average every province. Is not easy. It's not a small money. Kid fights, lawyer wins. So now that's when your children will now start fighting. So this, my dad is the owner of this one, my mom is the owner of this one. So the lawyer will now begin to sort them tomorrow. They'll now begin to. You don't want to do that. So do everything while you are alive. Do everything while you are alive. It's very important. Taxes destroy your legacy. Oh my goodness. See, whether you like it or not, okay, at once you don't plan for all of this, right? That's another biggest problem. Taxes, right? Plan. Work with professionals to plan everything for you. It's very easy. Set up a will. This is how to do that. Now, set up a will, trust, holding companies and insurance funded tax shelter. So we can actually use life insurance to create a trust for you. That's another strategy. So a lot of you feel that, oh, I need to go, and yes, for sure you can, and you can check, right? You can check all these informations on the internet. So we can actually use that. We'll set up your life insurance. Lawyer will also come in and create that powerful trust for you. So you sleep with your two eyes closed, your family is happy, you are good, everybody is fine, right? And the escape plan, your wealth freedom framework. What do you need to do today? Right. Number 1, restructure income to reduce taxes, incorporate split income, maximize. So I'm just summarizing what I've been talking about. In case you're just joining me, I'm talking about the hidden traps that medical professionals don't, they fall into, right? So this is what I will just, this is the summary of it. Restructure income to reduce tax. So what are the things you need to do? You need to incorporate, all right? You need to do income splitting, and you maximize deductions. So any deductions that you need to maximize, please maximize it. If you don't maximize it, once you put the money on the table, so I will take it. That's your own. You have to do that. No, you need to know. Invest for growth and liquidity. Balance long-term and accessible investment. See, you need to balance your portfolio. Everybody type balancing your portfolio. Okay. So when you balance it, all right, every year you also need to rebalance. Balance and rebalance. Okay, everybody type that. Balance and rebalance. These are things you need to, and that's why you need to work with professionals. I'm not a medical professional, right? So this is my field. Okay. But what I feel, what I notice about many people these days is that they don't want to pay professionals. They don't want to go through professionals. They want to use their brain to do things, right? You do it, but you lose money. So if you don't want to lose money, then you need to work with professional. Balance long terms and accessible. You have to do that. Long-term investment, short-term investment. So a lot of us have, we are planning. You don't plan for emergency. You don't plan for long term. You don't have insurance in place. You don't have critical illness in place. You don't have diversification. You don't diversify your asset to make sure that it actually fits your financial goals. Own assets that pay you, build passive income streams through dividends, rentals, and etc. etc. So we have ETFs, we have stocks, we have bonds, we have you know real estate, any form of. And if you don't want to go into rental income, there's what called real estate investment, or REIT. You can also put money there, like some of us, you don't want to go through the sense of running after people for rental income, maintenance, and all of that. Fine, if you want to do that, let somebody do that for you, right? There are so many companies that specializes in real estate investment. Put your money in as much as maybe 10,000, depending on your depending on your affordability, depending on your financial goals, right? So put your money there. It's a very good deal for you. Use insurance to create cash plus coverage. Leverage permanent life insurance for tax-free growth. I've said that earlier, that insurance is not about death, right? Leverage on very permanent life insurance to build to a tax-free. Immediate finance arrangement is there that will help you to grow and save a lot of your retained earnings. Leverage on that, grow your assets, your access to liquidity, your money growth tax defer. You have a lawyer that will help you to create an asset, and that can continue to build wealth for you. I know, and one of the very, very good uh, 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 person that have done this is Rockefeller, right? So some of us know the story of Rockefeller. He actually used life insurance, permanent life insurance, to create wealth, build wealth for the family. And today, they're still one of the very richest in the world, right? We all know that. So you can also have your own family bank. So we can actually help you. So if you want to have your own family bank, you can comment in the comment section, bank. I'm going to reach out to you. One of my associates will also reach out to you to help you to set up one for you and your family. Get an advisor who think like a CEO. Find strategic guidance, not just product sales. Like, we have an advisors and we have an advisor. Some advisors are just here to sell, right? They just want to make the commission. Like, I'm here, all I'm doing for you, okay, is just to dish out this information for free. Okay. Whether you want to take steps or not is up to you. But it is my duty to educate you, to show you how you can build wealth, how you can also not only building wealth, but how you can save a lot of money from taxes. Taxes is number one biggest destroyer of wealth. If you don't know how to deal with that, it's going to deal with you, and it's going to be very difficult for you to grow with that. Now, let's summarize it. The takeaway today is that your income is not equal to financial freedom. Everybody type that. Income is not equal to financial freedom. Right? I'm making so much money. I'm making $1 million in a year. I've seen a lot of people that make so much money. It doesn't translate to wealth. So what translates to wealth is, what translates to financial freedom is, how do you actually use this money? How do you invest this money? Right? And how do you save on taxes? Wealth is not guesswork. You cannot build wealth through guesswork. Have you ever seen anybody in this world that build through guesswork? I've seen a lot of people now, that's what this Ponzi scheme that is going on right now. There are a lot of people have been calling me, Mr. Mashallah, I want to come and invest there. I say, well, I want to invest, but I need to know why I need to invest there. But recently, people have been like, say the Ponzi scheme is about to crash, right? The problem I have with our people is this, right? You want to build wealth. Building is not, it's not quick. It's not like immediate, right? It's wealth building is intentional, and it takes time to build wealth. But people don't want to wait. They want to do something and get result fast. Well, if you are looking for that, you'll be scammed and you lose your money. So for me, let's educate people on the way to invest their money and build wealth. Freedom is equal to structure plus strategies plus execution, right? Freedom, financial freedom is equal to, you must have a proper structure in place plus right strategies, and you need to execute it. If you are not ready to do this, then you are not ready to build wealth. So thank you so much for listening. I'm just quickly going to pull out the QR code for those of you, if you really want to build wealth. Okay, if you need personalized guidance, or you want to gain more knowledge, or you have medical professionals as friends, seriously speaking, like everybody can become multimillionaire. Okay, if you are ready, if you have the right strategies and you are ready to execute. All right. So if you are looking to build wealth, if you are medical professionals, or you are business owners, or or you are even a salary earner, okay, this is not about medical professionals again. But why I focus more on medical professionals is that they fall into high income bracket, and they face these challenges of high tax. So we need to help them to build wealth. So you can scan the QR code, and again, one of my associates or myself, I'm going to reach out to you to show you how you can build wealth. So any question, please? Any question? Any question? All right. So on this note, we're going to break this meeting to an end. Next week is another week. Next week, I'm bringing another fantastic uh, advisor that's going to come and share a testimony on how she hit six figures income on Friday. And on Saturday, I'm also bringing another professional. Is a real estate agent. He has been helping a lot of medical professionals in Canada to build wealth. So please don't miss this session. You don't want to miss this session. Please put in the chat. I don't want to miss this session next week. So you don't want to miss it. So let's meet next week again to learn. Again, my name is Oludare Fasola, your regular host of World Building Conference. See you next week. Bye for now.